Dracula 3 is one of the greatest games in all of Super Nintendo, though, man. They're freaking so freaking great, so fun. It's rough as hell. It's one of the toughest games on Nintendo. That's for damn sure. When they brought it over here, they had to do custom music for it. Had some crazy custom music in the Famicom version. They do custom music for the American one too. But Konami was worried about like people renting the game and beating it because they thought the Americans were badass players or whatever. So what they did was we're gonna increase the difficulty of this shit, and so it's rough. In the Akikomo no Dracula, however you take the Japanese one, the enemies do set damage to you. So some enemies will do like up to 4, well, some of them do 2. Well, on the regular Dracula, Castlevania 3, it's instead based by level, the way the original Castlevania was. So as you go up in level, you take more damage, and finally at the towards about the midway through, your weaker characters, Grant and Sypha, they're taking like 5 points of damage, while Trever and Alucard are taking 4. There's no room for screwing up. There's no screwing it up. You have to play amazing, and unlike Simon, Trever is a little damn slow. His whip takes a hell of a long time to come out. And so you have to learn when to attack, when to dodge. Sometimes, like for the Medusas and stuff, you're not going to get that whip out in time, and so it's better to like tactically duck or move left or right, or do a good jump at the right time. And until you really get that grasp down and figure that out, that you got to protect your life at all costs, it's like this game is rough, and it's intimidatingly rough. And there's some ridiculous ass platforming you got to do with your fucking bulky ass character. It's great that he does a static guaranteed jump of how it was, of like whatever, about 2 bricks or whatever it is, 2 tiles. But the amount of shit they want you to do, the crazy jumps, is just ridiculous, especially with your characters. They don't have directional control of the jump. And so you've got stuff like this right here. This is just rough as hell, and you got to plan that shit and make it happen. And particularly on some of the later levels, you're doing ridiculous shit on stairs where you have to fight enemies. And this right here, this is ridiculous as fuck too. Where you got to move up and down the stairs, you got to fight enemies, and then you have to you also got to freaking just looking at it freaks you out. It's so tough. You have to plan each freaking thing. You got to know and have a decisive action. That's the best way to describe it. Almost like I would say Dark Souls is these days. You need a decisive plan. There's no getting through this with the skin of your teeth. As soon as that freaking little tower of little skeleton, the dragon bones, shoots shit at you, you need to have a plan of what you're going to do with that fireball, and you need to know how it's going to come in. When a Medusa goes on the screen, you need to know exactly how you're going to react to it. When this little fucking asshole with his shield flying around, the little gargoyle guy, you need to know how he's going to react to. Otherwise, you're just going to get your ass kicked. And so, particularly if you're Alucard, who can't even attack on the stairs, it's like he's just walking gimp sauce, basically. But it's so rough, but boy, it's brutal. It's brutal and it's yummy, and you freaking start aspiring. You're like, man. And I would equate this roughly to Ninja Gaiden in difficulty. Literally, I would. Unlike Ninja Gaiden, at least have passwords to help you. But it's rough, and there's 3 different paths to take and 4 different characters. Or 3 different main paths, and I think it's like one little variation of the path. And it's kind of considered like a hard, medium, and easy path, but it's not really. There's just like a longer path. And you might not be able to take your characters with you on the path on a certain go, but you can do them in a new game, go through a new game plus, and then the shit's even harder because that ain't rough. Just get it rough, get it real rough, and then you could take Sypha through like the what the hell they're called, like the aqueduct areas and stuff like that if you wanted to do, or take Grant through. I know Grant does everything, but whatever. It's just. It gives you built-in replay value, but it's like built-in replay of getting your ass kicked. It's like if that's the thing you want to do. What I've realized playing through the game is that Sypha is better than Trever. She can quickly get this fire thing, while Trever would get like an axe or a dagger from the. She gets that fire thing that does good damage, and you could fight a boss with the fire thing. Trever is the best when he's upgraded. But then you know you're going around, you're doing your triple shot boomerang, and you're a freaking badass, and you jump and hit some skeleton, and at the same time he dies and drops a dagger as you're falling onto it, and you fall into the dagger, and you lose your triple shot, and you're just cussing your ass off that you just got randomly fucked. So yeah, I just end up like, you know, protecting Trever. Just like, once I get my triple shot boomerang, we're just going to put Trever in. You know, he's going to sit in the back, sit on the sidelines, and we're going to use Sypha. But I really like this game. It's one of those things that you have to play and play and play, and it took me years to beat it. I could beat, like, actually put in the code and go beat Dracula, but I couldn't actually beat the levels. And so, I might sneeze again. But, so fun to put in that effort to finally go through and put it in, and you make sure you use the help me code to get you a little 10 extra guys, because bro, you need it. Bro, you freaking need it. And the challenge is insane for what it is and what it aspires to be. And I don't think it's necessarily I don't think it's, you know, hyperbolic at all to say that this is the hardest Castlevania that I know of. Maybe that one that's like an arcade one is probably harder. But, you know, the ones that people are actually going into, Castlevania 3 is up there real rough. But I highly recommend you giving it a play if you've not really played through them. Play Castlevania 1 first, and then give this game a run. Castlevania 2 is pretty cool, but it's also got some problems with it. I don't know what it's running to buy this game these days. I wouldn't think it'd be that expensive, but otherwise just play that shit on emulator, man. Who cares? But lots of childhood memories. Brutal to a core of near on impossibility. Castlevania 3. Like and subscribe and all that shit. Oh, all paws up. All the paws up. If Kitty had 7 paws, she'd put them up.